Wood and Lifestyle Flooring is owned and operated in New Zealand. Our quality products are distributed nationally and include strand-woven bamboo, quality laminates, and composite vinyl flooring for wet areas in residential and commercial applications. Today you've chosen to work with one of our great products, which is Strata. After this, we'll all be equipped to move forward with confidence in our product choice, knowing how to best prepare the site all the way through to project completion. We'll also go over some of the pro tips and best ways to get longevity from your floor. Soon you'll be itching to get your hands on this product and ready to start installation. There are two collections of Strata, 1.5 metre long plank commercial range and residential range, which is 1.2 metres long. Strata floors are protected on the surface with FX3 surface protectant, infused with Ultra Fresh to defend against odours and stains caused by mould and mildew. The Isocore technology, combined with underlay, ensures this product is highly dent resistant, yet it remains soft underfoot. The underlay provides noise reduction in each room and it reduces noise transfer for multi-level buildings. The underlay is also infused with Ultra Fresh to defend against mould and mildew on the underside of the floor. Strata also has antibacterial protection infused into the product. Strata flooring was also put to the test against the leading competitor's WPC cork-backed product. The products were placed in a controlled environment conducive to mould growth. After 28 days, 3 varieties of mould were found on the cork-backed product, while Strata remained mould-free. Strata flooring is 100% waterproof. It also has greater dimension stability than other flooring products on the market. Once you've set your 6mm gap on the edges, it can cover a much larger area without needing expansion gaps running through the middle of your room. If Strata is going to be laid in the larger areas of potentially high sunlight or high heat, then the expansion gap will need to be increased to 15mm. This can be done by using larger skirtings and undercutting the jib board or the wall lining. In comparison to other solid vinyl click floors, Strata's locking strength is 4 times stronger and has an indentation resistance 60% stronger than other vinyl competitors. This floating installation is great for a DIY project. Now we're going to demonstrate laying Strata. The Strata plank we have here today has a separate underlay which needs to be laid out on the floor first. Some types of Strata have an attached underlay that we saw in the earlier video. First of all, I'll show you how to cut the boards. It's quite simple. Just decide where you need to cut it. I'm going to cut it roughly in the middle. And all you need to do is score it with your knife. All the way down. And then give it a crack on a corner. Easy as. Each plank of Strata features a drop lock design that makes it easy to install and secure once it's installed. On the ends of the boards, one board comes up right over the edge and simply drops in, and it's tight straight away. On the other boards, sideways, the tongue lifts up and slides underneath. Generally you start with the tongues of the board. Each board has a tongue on one end and on one side in the top left corner of a room, so they're both touching a wall. And you space them out without connecting them along your room, just to get a rough idea of where you're going to place the boards, and also to make sure that you don't get a small 20mm off cut right at the end of the room. Once you've done that, you can start connecting them, and make sure you keep spaces of about 6mm between the boards and the walls. You will need to use a rubber mallet and a tapping block to ensure that the joints are fully engaged together. They go in well, like that. It is important not to use too much force when tapping the end joints. This could break the end joints and may cause gaps to open up at a later date. Once it's all laid and clipped together and you're happy with how it looks, put all your skirting boards on after you've taken the spaces out, and you won't need any glue or nails. Job done. There are a range of attachments available for changing surfaces or expansion gaps if you've got a really large area that you're putting the floor in. Every job's different and you may need a specialist trim to finish it off. There are plenty of off-the-shelf options at your local hardware store. The ones shown come in silver or bronze. These are the tools that we've used today, just a rubber mallet, a scoring knife and your square. Now we're going to view a live demonstration of a Strata floor being laid.
Okay, well, we're halfway through the job of installing isocore. We're about to put a plank in. We're just checking that the things are the locks are free of shrapnel, and we're putting that in just on an angle, just like that, and then we get the tapping block in one hand and we tap that in with our finger underneath it, keeping the angle up, and as we tap it in, you can feel the downward pressure starting to build as the joint engages. Then we let it go, down it sits, just to make sure. Give it a nudge, and then that's ready to go, and then we just work from this side to here, tapping it in. That is beautifully engaged, and to make sure, we just go tap, 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 perfectly engaged. We're now going to put the next plank in. Putting in another plank. So once again we line it up, put it into the groove, and then bring it to the edge, and then that doesn't want to go down, so we use our tapping block, and then you'll see along here as I tap this block, this gap will close up. See that? And it locks in, it doesn't come out. And the same here. There you go, perfect. And now it's pulled down, tap, to make sure, and then to make doubly sure I just go like that, locks into place, and then for the joint at the end, same treatment as before, bang it into place. Right, we come to a point now where we need to put this board in, but we see that it's going to interfere with the door jamb. We don't want to fit the plank to the door jamb, we want to fit the door jamb to the piece of flooring, and we use an undercutting saw to do that, which is a saw with an offset handle.
Thanks for joining. As you can see, this is an easy product to install and a great DIY project. If you've got any questions, however, flick us an email and we'll be glad to help you.
Hi, I'm Mark Johnston. I'm a timber and laminate installer, and I specialise in installing floating floors. When you walk onto a job, the first thing to think about is the layout and the direction that the product is running, and that in turn means that you need to stop to think about your trims, your profiles, and also your expansion rates and so forth as well. And when you walk onto a site, sweep and clean the site and get it nice and clean and tidy, and then run your smooth edge or your straight edge, across the floor to check for highs and low spots. It's important that you look for variations with this product that I've laid today, specifically 2 mils over a metre. Some you can go to 3 mils over a metre, so we're looking for humps and for dips. Dips, you feel them bounce. If you lay across a dip with a plank, you may feel that bounce. And for the underlays to work efficiently, you need to have a flat floor. It doesn't need to be level, but the flatter the better. So check your floor, do any grinding if you need to, and fill your low spots with leveling compound. The key to this is keeping it nice and smooth and clean as well. From there you move to doing your undercutting. So when you're doing that, that's cleaning up all your door jambs and in around your doors. If you've got kitchen side panels, you might want to undercut those as well. Think about where you're going to start and finish. Drop the tape measure across your job, and just make sure that you're not finishing with any boards of less than 50 mils wide into doorways at high traffic points. If you do have to, and you don't have any choice, you might want to use a glue to reinforce those joints, but just think about that placement and centering your floor as well. Setting up your first line of boards, I tend to look to lay from probably your most difficult area, So if you're running a hallway, start from the side with most doorways first, because it's easier to work from your doorways across the room rather than from the flat wall into your doorways, because fitting those last boards can be difficult. When you lay you start with your first line of boards, ensure that you've actually cut the tongue off the join that you're facing against the wall, because if you don't, that in turn can compromise your expansion. You've got to allow for expansion right around the perimeter of the room, so setting your expansion with that first line of boards is really important. Ensure you're getting a stagger of at least 250mm on this product, so read your instructions for the stagger of the join.
It's always a good idea to protect your strata with felt pads on your furniture, like these. You can get them at the supermarket. Remember when you're moving furniture around, not to drag it. You lift and move it. You don't have to worry about wearing shoes inside with strata, but make sure you don't wear your spikes. For daily cleaning, a broom's good enough. You can also use a microfiber cloth or even vacuum it if you use a soft head. For general cleaning, you can use any multi-purpose cleaner that you get at the supermarket. Remember that you never need to use wax or varnish. Make sure you always clean up after a spill and don't use steam cleaners or scouring pads. The Strata residential warranty is 15 years and the commercial is 7. So if you use these tips and tricks to take care of your floor, it'll last you a long time.